Hey y'all, I wanted to hop on here this morning and do something that I hope serves you a little bit and helps you be more confident as you're choosing the sizes when you're ordering from us. So you may have noticed on the bottom of our website, I have this thing, it's called it's down there with our return and exchange policy where it says find my fit or find my size or something like that. Anyways, and on that I've created visual diagrams along with instructions for how I get the measurements for all of our products. If you have not seen where I include the measurements, look on a product page, and the last image on that product page is a measurement chart. So that's always there. The only products I don't do those for are our jeans, because so far we've only stocked jeans that are like a 125, 326, and in that case it's telling else I have a measurement chart. And so anyways, those diagrams that you can find on a page at the bottom of our website will show you how I get those measurements. So you can always refer back to that if that visual helps you. But today I'm just going to show you how I get those measurements just like in action, if that makes any sense. And I will not only show you, I'll do a little record screen and show you where you can find that stuff on our website. I'll also save this as a highlight where you can refer back to it whenever you need to pick out the right size. So hopefully this helps you order confidently. I know that online shopping can be a little scary in terms of picking the size that you want, but I'm always here to answer your questions, and hopefully this serves as a resource to you. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, this is going to be so flattering, but here we go. This is our Wren high-low top. So this is the simple, most basic thing, and I'm just going to show you how I get the measurements for a top. So the first thing I do is I measure the bust, and to measure the bust I find 1 inch below the little armpit seam, and I mark there with my finger, and then I go to that line, I measure straight across, and for instance this is a size small in our Wren high-low and it comes to 19.5. I will double that, so it'd be 39 inches as a bust. And then the only other measurement I have to find for a top is the length, and so I go midway across the shoulder, and that's at a little over 1.5 inches right there, and then I measure straight down, and that's about 22 inches, just a little shy, and that is the length for a top. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is how I measure pants, and this is probably in a lot of cases a lot similar to jeans, but I just wanted to show you, these are some, not only are they elastic, but they're also drawstring, and I measure them uncinched because I don't necessarily know how tight y'all are going to pull them. So I go to the smallest part of the waist, which would be up here, and just measure across, and then obviously double that. So I would try to get them straight like that, and then I would measure across. That's 13.5 inches for these linen pants in a size small. Obviously doubled, that's 27, and then easy peasy, I don't even know if this fits in the whole screen, but I go to the seam, right? Can you see that? The seam right here. I didn't want to say the word, but you know where I'm talking about. And I go all the way down and give you your length. And a lot of times the length is very similar no matter the size that you're ordering in a pants, whether in a pair of pants, whether size small, medium, or large, it'll be the same inseam roughly, maybe like an inch difference. Okay, upping the ante a little bit is measuring for a dress. So this is a pretty structured dress, which is why I picked it to show you how I would measure. So here we go. With the bust, I go an inch below the armpit seam, and then I go straight across. I try to make sure I don't like pull it out too much. I don't want to pull it to where like the buttons are gaping, but I make sure that I have it straight, the fabric straight, and then I measure right there. That's 18 inches. So it's a 36-inch bust on this Concord striped dress that is in a size small. So then I need to measure on a dress the waist. And this particular dress, I picked it for several reasons, but one is that it does come with a tie. I make sure that that tie is undone to measure it. So I have untied the tie. Again, I make sure the fabric is straight, but not like super taut. And I just, oops, wrong side. And I just go across. This is 13, so that's a 26-inch waist. So you'll see your bust, you'll see your waist of the dress. I'll always go to the smallest part of the waist. Something like a flowy dress that doesn't have a waist really, you're not going to get that measurement in it. I'll just do bust and length. But this one, a dress like this, you'll see all three measurements: bust, waist, and then for length, I do the same as my timer's wanting to go out on me. I do the same as a top, and you're probably not going to be able to see this whole thing, but I go mid-shoulder seam, and that's like right at 1.5 inches. And I just stretch the measuring. You're not going to be able to get this all in the camera, but I just stretch the measuring tape all the way down to the end, and that's like 39.25. So that is your length of your dress. Okay, and finally the last one I'm going to show you is measuring a jumpsuit, which is the products you'll see with the most measurements provided. So here we go. This is not tricky, but hopefully it helps you a little bit. This is our Catherine floral jumpsuit, and this one in particular has like a wrap, if y'all can see that. So I try to make sure that I don't pull this bust where, like, y'all can't tell, but like where it's gaping open. I just want it to lay, the fabric to lay as flat and natural as possible. And then this one is a little tricky, I'll be honest, because it doesn't have like an armpit seam. So I just go to where the natural kind of like curve is, and I measure across, like where I would say that the arm sleeve stops and the chest of it starts. I go there, and then I measure across. And you know, you may have noticed, like typically there's only a couple of inches difference in the bust of different sizes. So once again, I measure across, and I double that number to get our bust measurement. And then I go to the waist, and like like those drawstring linen pants, this one is also not only elastic, but it has a functioning drawstring. So I just make sure that the drawstring isn't pulled at all, and measure at the smallest part of the waist, double that measurement, and then I get our inseam. So I go to the seam right here, and I measure all the way down. So you'll see an inseam measurement for a jumpsuit that I'm getting right here. This is about 28.5. And then for jumpsuits, I have to do, and I won't be able to show you this like fully right here, but I do a length. And to get the length of the jumpsuit, I just go from the same like I do with the dress and with the tops. I go midway on the shoulder. I pick the midway point based on the full measurement of the shoulder. This is 10 inches, so I go So the midway point on the shoulder of this jumpsuit is 5 inches. So I would go there, and then I would take the measuring tape all the way down to, and I'm not going to be able to do this like as correctly as I would when I'm actually kind of getting those measurements, but I would go all the way down to the bottom of the pant leg. And so that number is kind of big because it's the full measurement of the jumpsuit. So sometimes I've included the measurement like on our overalls from the waist down. I'm not sure that that's like super helpful, so I haven't continued to do that. You can always ask me, but hopefully that still gives you an idea because you do have the inseam of it. So you, just like with a pair of pants, you would know how long the actual pant legs are. And then your full length gives you how far kind of like the length of the torso is. I hope that makes sense for y'all, and I hope these help. Okay, y'all, these videos are like totally cracking me up because sometimes I have this great idea and then I'm like, I don't know if that's actually helpful or not. So hopefully it is. Again, I will save these on our highlights just where you can see and refer back to. I know I'm always, when products are about to launch, I'm always getting questions about what size do you suggest that I get. I'm normally this, and this. So there's 2 ways that you can kind of have more confidence when shopping. One is the measurements. Not that I'm not happy to help you, but I try to put some stuff out there, some like more concrete evidence than just my opinion. So one is the measurements on the product page, and now I've shown you how I get those. And another is our try-ons, and I always save those in either our new arrivals try-on for me or our takeover try-on for Becca. And so you can see those, watch those. I know that we aren't everybody's body type. I'm completely aware of that. I'm not super tall. I'm kind of average height. Becca has broader shoulders. For instance, not everybody has broader shoulders. So, and she's tall. She's 5'7". She's not like super short or anything. So we can't, I wish I could have like every body type in here into our office doing try-ons, but I can't. And so hopefully y'all can kind of take a combined approach based on our 2 try-ons and see what size you need to get. So fun, y'all. Thank you.